entrenched in LA now. Golden State remains legitimately interested, and their pitch is presumed to include the idea that LeBron could commute from LA to some degree without having to move his family. Again, the reporting from Mark Stein over on Substack. I do think he'll most likely stay in LA. I think the only thing that would push him out the door is some measure of disrespect, either in like just the way that they treat him in the summer, or maybe in the amount of money that they offer him, especially in the context of what other roster moves they make. LeBron was still an immensely valuable player to them last year, and there's a certain amount of respect that I think he imagines he's owed, and I don't think he's wrong to feel that way. But at the end of the day, he's going to turn 42 next year, and I can't imagine in a million years he's actually interested just in a vacuum in some sort of substantial life change, like moving himself or portions of his family or whatever it might be. And Luka Doncic, when he's at his very best, still gives him a pretty decent chance to win. Sorry to interrupt the video, guys. If you've made it this far, it would mean a lot of you to take a second to hit that subscribe button. As a matter of fact, it's as viable when Luka's at his best, like we saw in March, that fit for LeBron is every bit as viable as an option for him as any other team that he can hop to. Other than like going to San Antonio or going to Oklahoma City, which I just don't think LeBron would ever do. And as I've said on various shows over the last few weeks, the Lakers are probably a bit closer than we think to contending, considering what we've seen in recent weeks. It's a lot more about matchups than it is about the overall amount of talent. We're watching a Knicks team that has 53 wins and that everyone disagreed with the second-tier contender all season, but is now one win away from hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. So if Luka's healthy, it gives LeBron a decent chance to win. He can stay home and stay entrenched in his life that he's already built there in LA. That's why it's most likely that he stays. But I do think Golden State has a legit non-zero chance. In this scenario, where Rob and Jimmy botched the summer spectacularly, either by not acquiring enough talent or by disrespecting LeBron in some way, which I think we all be foolish to think isn't a possibility. They're far from the best owner-GM combo in the NBA. If he decides to leave, Golden State is the most likely option. Remember when we were talking about earlier with Giannis and the fit with Boston? There's a similar basketball fit alongside Steph Curry.
Nice feed that time from Holiday.
It's relatively close in terms of commuting from Los Angeles. I think it matters more for his family, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I do think they'd be a legit puncher's chance team in the West, should they make it someday healthy. Whether it's Jimmy, LeBron, and Draymond next to Steph, or if they're able to turn Jimmy Butler to Kawhi Leonard in some way, shape, or form, or whatever it ends up looking like, LeBron James and Steph Curry in a playoff series would be extremely difficult for any team in the NBA to hit. Anything or nothing.
Now here's Brunson.
So it involves enough of a puncher's chance to be intriguing with. Now the community from the report. I don't buy that specific part. LeBron's a big process guy. He gets to the facility early for treatment, stays late for extra shooting work. He famously spends like 6 hours before games on game day in the arena prepping each night. He just doesn't cut corners. He actually said this in his Time Magazine interview the other day. He's like, if he ever started cutting corners, he'd retire.
Left side,
so I doubt he infringe on that routine to any real degree, which I think commuting would in this case. It would make it harder for him to get to the arena and to do his job there. I think the more likely outcome in that scenario is his family. I have a nice place to try to arena. It's big enough for my family to stay with me, and during home games, I'm up for a week or two. Now visit. There's no reason for LeBron's family to be there if he's on a road trip. And there's no reason for him to be commuting to his farm if he's going to be out, if he's going to be too busy to actually spend time with them. So it's like, okay, there's a homestand here. He's going to be at work for the next 2 weeks. I just see his family flying up to Golden State or to San Francisco, and hanging out with him there while he's in his routine. Just for the, 5 or 6 different homestands they have during the regular season. You get through the season and you retire. So I buy that particular part. But I do value the Warriors as a legitimate potential destination for it. I think the part we all underrate in this discussion is how much LeBron chafed under a smaller role in LA. The off-ball, staying around and watching Luka. He was willing to do it. He was good at it, but no basketball player who actually has on-ball chops actually enjoys standing in the corner and watching Luka Doncic dribble the air out of the basketball and take shots. The best thing about the LeBron-Shaq fit as basketball players is just how easily they coexist when they play alongside each other. Team USA was a great example. LeBron loves to have the ball in his hands, but he doesn't particularly like to shoot, especially at this phase in his career because he knows he doesn't have the juice anymore. The system, where Steph is the primary offensive weapon, but primarily works off the ball to do so, creates a dynamic where both LeBron and Steph can be themselves while simultaneously supporting and uplifting each other and creating the best dynamic for the team. It actually doesn't require individual sacrifice. Even in the situations where LeBron would look to be aggressive, the Warriors kind of need it.
For the Trailblazers,
when Steph's off the floor, or when Steph's fatigued, or when plays break down and he's unable to get open. It actually fills a role where Warriors are desperate to fill for years. It's why they traded for Jimmy Butler.
Henderson outside.
I just say keep that in mind. As all the different variables shake out this summer, he's most likely going to stay in LA. But if Rob do something that causes him to look elsewhere, Golden State provides a unique combination of proximity, Archer's chase threat to win the title, and a very fun, I think LeBron, like, we forget this sometimes. After these guys core, they're basketball players. They also play basketball. And at LeBron's core, I think he's intrigued by the idea of playing with Steph and how much fun that would be for an entire season. How much fun it would be to play with Steve Kerr or to play on a team with the culture that Golden State has. I think that that's a factor. And for the record, while we're on this specific topic, the lines are surprising. You guys would be surprised at how much Hard Rock Bet actually thinks this is a possibility to get all of our lines surrounded by Hard Rock Bet. The Lakers are the favorites to retain LeBron at minus 140. Golden State though is plus 400. That's not that out of the realm of possibility. After that, it's a pretty big drop off for teams like the Spurs and the Wizards and the Heat and the 76ers. But plus 400 for LeBron to go to Golden State, it seems like a legitimate possibility. And I think it's something that we need to keep our minds open to, mainly because of that basketball fit.
Just 3 on the clock.
Then I'll say what's important to you is important to us. And right now, what's important to Blake is not getting in trouble with his dad. The good news is if you have accident forgiveness from Allstate, your auto rate will go up just because of an accident. You're in good hands with Allstate.
With buzzer, beat it. When the shot clock bleeds, you always make the cut. Change the input, change the odds, change the equation with supercharged hydration. Essential.
Agreed. Mm-hmm. Let's do it. All right, so as you guys know,
Make sure
the
y'all
San
share.
Antonio Spurs are down 3-1. But it's not just the fact that they're down 3-1. It's the fashion that they are down 3-1. Now, you go up double
Ron, I think that there's space when you're playing in a space like this. There's a space of confidence that you have. And when you get to that point, you have that basically all your role. Because you know what I do, I know what you do. So this is basically built on confidence. And when I throw you in a hole and you keep getting up, every time I throw you in a hole, you keep getting up. It starts to chip away at an athlete, at a player's confidence. Until eventually, they get broken, and they start to ask themselves, am I good enough? Can we do this? And everything that the Spurs have done to throw the Knicks in the hole, it just got water because the Knicks have gotten back in. So they go in the garage. I think they shot 65% at the long ball line in the first quarter, and they continued that by shooting 50% at the long ball line or 50% on the floor in the first half. They did the same thing. They did something similar, and then they won games too, where they come out the box and they're shooting the ball particularly well. When we get to the point where we're rolling, but we can't maintain this, and you got to put that nose for back, you're going to let us back in. That chips at a young team's confidence that, can we do this? Can we beat these guys? And I think that's what happened in game 4. Now, my action points looking now. When they were I think that was one of the best games that the Spurs have played all year long. Like, what I want to do is I want to take off the table the fact that they were up 20 out. Just the fact that they shot the ball, the way they shot the ball. The fact that they were holding it to one shot. The fact that they continued to get a lot of second chance opportunities. The fact that all of that stuff is going on. And slowly but surely, the Knicks just started cutting the lead. They started getting back in the game. That chips away at a team's confidence, especially when you're young, because you're impressive and emotional, and you really don't know how to sustain that when you're young. So I think that that's a loss that could break a team. I think that the San Antonio Spurs, I do think that they're losing. Swipe up bars, how you guys feel about this? Is it just, with this amount that they can't go
from outside the arc? Reeves with the ball. Now guarded by Holmgren. Choke up two there.
Hachimura is more than capable of inflicting some damage down there.
Dort for three.
The exciting thing about prospects, winning money and getting it instantly fast. Price being broke. It's like having your grandma at home. Sometimes you don't make you mad, but most of the time you always make you like, you consider yourself a more person or less person. Okay, so more. I'm usually always the more. Sometimes you got to be less.
Ayton possesses, it's what makes him so dangerous.
In a couple of days, Iceman is going to be amongst the Golden Platinum, which stirred up a lot of controversy and sparked a lot of conversation. One in particular between Fat Joe and Jadakiss. And now Jadakiss is apologizing to Khaled, which I feel like he shouldn't be doing that at all. Before we get started, you know what I need? Subs, likes, and hypes. I bet. Like I said, when Iceman dropped, you know what I mean? Everybody was paying attention to is he gonna have records? Is he gonna do? Is he gonna push Kendrick? Is he gonna do whatever? Man, I'm in the y'all out here right now. I got something for y'all, and it's called Current. I'm actually jacking the app, and that's why I partnered up with it. Current is an online banking app. You can get a $1,050 paycheck advance if you qualify. Your card helps you build up to 80 points on your credit score in like 6 months. You going through it, stressing over your money, ain't getting your drink fast enough and all that. Don't worry, Current has got you covered. Current. He had some shit to say about DJ Khaled, and that joke and Jimmy chimed in. Now, before we even go back to that and play what they said, let's go to DJ Khaled say an apology poem for DJ Khaled.
Second thing happens. I gotta apologize for doing nothing, for being a journalist. I got that story. Oh, you're a journalist, media. They said, Khaled got mad. Khaled, I'm like, I'm not taking sides. Khaled, he was debating on his story. I only met 3 groups. I was just giving
fair shake of the story. You can't keep it. If me and him show both one, if we
So it's
for you,
Doncic with it. He brings it up
it's
to
showing
Los
stuff.
Angeles.
Yeah, you gotta give
7-point
just a clean
differential.
streak doesn't think nobody. I'm not taking no sides. Not only him,
Doncic has gotten his second bucket of the game.
Kiss, for one, should not have to explain this. You shouldn't have to explain this at all. They are debating the same way niggas sit around and debate and talk about all this
Huge
shit that they
putback.
do.
This guy plays with so much punch. I don't know anybody that goes after that much harder.
Niggas do whatever in their spare time. DJ Khaled should be apologizing to us for having Rick Ross jump off the fucking bridge for a traffic stop. So all jokes aside, Jada should not have to apologize to Khaled for speaking about obvious things that all of us was wondering. If you don't like this, that's fine. If you can't stand the nigga, that's fine. But we all can sit and think about how a person made another person feel.
There's a whistle.
Look at me running around doing shit like this.
That's his first foul. Tough break for the defense. He took the hit, but he didn't get the call. Now here's Smart. Still no points. 4 on the clock. Whoop, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Williams. Over Smart.